Okay, hi. I created a full stack web application by using nodeJS for backend and Express.js framework and EJS for creating user interface. Okay, I created a real-time chatting application using socket.io. Here, see this my code. First of all, see my output. I run the server and I open my project. This is the localhost runs the this is the first interface of my project. Like intro, here you can see two buttons. One is for creating an account and another for log into your account. I already created two accounts, that is here I am using Firestore for storing user details. I am store two accounts, that is Tony and Peter. Here I am stores the email, image URL and password and time also. Here see the all the details of users. Every user is created an individual document. In that document are fields like this: image URL, that is profile, and password. I use password hash for storing secure password. And next also I log in those accounts in my chat room. This is my login interface. I log into account. Here you can create a room and you can join into a room. Here I am creating a sample room, that is ABC, and create. Here we see the window of chat and also I am trying to log in another account. Here see the account of Peter. Here you can join this room in, that is ABC room, then join. Here you can see already Tony is the room number of this code, and this is the Peter chat room interface and this is Tony interface. Here you can see a simple message of Peter joined into room. Now we can send a message, can receive a message. Here it sends message and receives. Here Tony sends message this, and also Peter also sends message to the room. Number of people joined into this room. Okay, now Tony want to exit from room. Click on exit. Then it was simple message Tony left from room is displayed in the all room members in the chat. Okay, now let's see the code. First of all, I creating a database initialization. Before that, we all import necessary node modules. Okay, now let's see line by line. First line I imported Firebase admin, and second line Firestore. Get Firestore is a predefined function in the Firestore database. Okay, now here I am importing the service account provided by the Firestore account. Okay, now I initialize the database here, and I'm importing necessary node modules here, that is express password hash. Here the password hash package used for generating a hash password for your password, and I am using a socket.io. This is the main package for creating a live room chat application. This socket.io enables bidirectional communication with client and server. Okay, next HTTP for creating a server side application. Next, multer is used for handling the file uploading. File uploading means we are giving profile image in the registration form, so that handling upload file handling uploaded is managed by multer package. And next, initialize the server app, and here set the EJS views engine, it's a default engine. And next, here I am creating a storage for handling the file uploads, that is for profile image given by the user. It stores in a buffer storage. It is created by the multer node package. Okay, now let's see the routes from here. This is the first route, calls the intro page, that is shows the our application front page. Here chart room is our front page. I created in the EJS file chart room intro. Here I am using HTML and CSS code for creating a intro page. Here I am giving two buttons. One button is for login and another button is for registration. I am also giving the actions. Okay, now let's see the if the user click on register button, then cause the register route. Here register route takes the register.ejs file to the front end. Here this is the EJS registration EJS file. Here I am giving dynamic data about success message and error messages. I am giving also a form data. In that form data, input tag for name, email, password, and also giving an image profile DP of account, individual account of users. Okay, now click on the all the details is entered by the user and click on submit. Then it calls the post register submit. Here you can see I used post method for handling the submission. Okay, now see this, I use post for taking the details from the front end. And this route is called after submit the form. Now here you can see upload a single image. Image is a name attribute. I am given in the register name, that is given in the input type file. Type is file. This is for taking a user DP. Now it was uploaded here, and then checks the file is uploaded or not. If the file is not uploaded, it shows the error message, please add a profile picture. Now all the details is entered correctly, then it takes the name, email, password and confirmation password from the request body. Okay, now it checks the password and confirmation password is matches, then it goes to else block. If not matches, it displays an error message, that is password does not match. Now if the password is matches, then it creates an Firebase authentication. I used Firebase authentication for creating a user. In Firebase authentication, defaultly it checks the email is valid or not valid, and also checks the password is must be 6 characters. If its validations is not verified, then it throw an error, and that errors I handled in the down. Okay, let's see this. Here I am creating a user by auth admin.auth. This is for Firebase authentication. Here I am giving the email, password and name. And next one is uploading a file to the Firestore Database. For uploading Firestore Database, we take the storage bucket in the service account. I initialize here storage bucket and the link of the storage. Okay, now see this. Here I initialize all the details of the file that is uploaded in the storage, that is image name, image file type. Okay, here I am giving the type of the image. Only these two types is accepted for upload the file. And also here I am giving the expire date for a file. That expire date is expired, then it can't be accessed by the user. Then all this data is confirmed, then it shows all the data is stored in a database in a user collection. Here I created a collection users, and doc is a user record ID, and these details are stored in a database. Then all this data is stored, then it renders the registration form with a success state. Then message prints sign up successfully. Here you can see in the registration form I write the dynamic data, that is if condition I used success state. If it was true, then it executes this block. If it was false, then it executes the error state. Now see the next line. Here image is not uploaded, here the error state is true. Then I pass the error message, that is password does not, please add profile picture. Okay, all these data is stored for the database. Now earlier I said some errors is thrown by the Firebase authentication. Now I handle those errors in this condition. If the already user email ID exists in the Firebase authentication, then it returns an error that error code is email already exists. Now checks the condition where the email already exists is matches, then prints the error message that is user already exists. Similarly, in case email is not valid, then it returns a invalid email. And also it checks the defaultly checks password must be 6 characters. So if the characters of password is not 6 characters, it returns the error message that is password must be 6 characters. Okay, now registration is completed. Then click on the login button. It calls the login page, that is I created a login.ejs. This is my login page. I used here also CSS and HTML file. Here calls the login route with an error state false, because there is no errors in the initial stage. Okay, now giving the all details, that is email and password is entered by the user, and click on submit. Then form action goes to login submit, and method also is a post method. And see the post method here I wrote the right for handling this login. Here login submit route for handle the login details. Here checks the details matches in the Firebase database or not. Here checks the email and password taken from the front end. Request.body has the email and password. Okay, now I taking the db.collection users as a reference, and also take the email from where the email is matches with the email in the Firebase database, and retrieve the documents in the user docs. Then if the user docs is empty, It renders the login page with the same login page and error state is true, then it displays a user does not exist. Okay, if the user docs not empty, it goes to else block. In this else block I wrote if condition, that is password is matches with the original password in the Firestore. Here I used password hash for checking the password, user entered password and registration password is correct or wrong. Here I am storing a hash password in the database by the generate function. It is the predefined function is given by the hash password npm package. Similarly, here verify is the predefined function in the in the password hash. Here verify returns the true or false. If the password is correct, then returns true. If the password is wrong, then it returns false. Then I am using the not operand for checking these details. If the password is not true, then it shows the error state is true, then message is error message incorrect password. Okay, now let's see the else block. Here password is matches correctly, then it renders the chat room home. It in this home has the two buttons, create room and join room, with the user data, that is user details, the name and user profile. Okay, now lastly I am writing the catch error for any network errors are displayed here. And after login, here the main code for chatting with room members. First of all, I am creating a room with an empty parenthesis, that is empty object. In this room assign the live rooms that are currently running. Okay, now firstly I am render the chat room, that is chatting interface. Here see the chat room home, there is a two buttons, one is create room and another one is join room. If I click on create room, I got the pop-up message. This is used, this pop-up message used, I am used position absolute for pop up this message. And similarly join room button also, in this pop-up I entered one button, that is create room, and also accepts a room code. Here the main socket is imported here. This socket script is related to the path of the socket.io. Now let's see this is the front-end JavaScript I wrote in this chat room home. This is for creating a room and join into a room. Here the socket.io predefined methods is socket.emit. Socket.emit means emitting the room code within a predefined user defined function and the parameters. Any number of parameters we can give in here. Okay, now I click on, if I click on this create room, then it shows the pop-up. In this pop-up accepts the room code and click on join, then click on create and join. Here I am take that inputs from here. Whenever click on room, create room, then it emit the socket emit. Create room is a user defined and I am giving the parameters is room code, username and profile image. and this emit is goes to the backend. In this backend I handle these emits from the front end. For creating a socket connection, firstly you initialize this line io.on connection. On connection is creating a connection with the client and server. Okay, now here in the chat room home I emitting the one function, that is create room. In this create room I also passed room code, username, dp, url. Okay, in this code, in this room code has the room code of the each room. Then I stores in the room code in the rooms within a room code index. Now emit this. If the room code is created, then emit the room exist error. If the room is already exist in the rooms, then it emits the room code error, that room code is already exist. It's emit from the backend to the front end. This, and also if room not in the rooms code, then it creates a room for this and push the username and room code for to the rooms. Here socket.join is the room code. Here join is also the predefined method in the socket.io. Here console I printed the username and room number, room code in the console, created a room and joined into a room, and then I emitting another redirector to chat room. Here I emitted the redirect to chat room. Here I am parameter passes to front end, that is room code and username. Here see the chat room home. Here I handle that socket.on function. Here socket.on function handle the redirect to chat room. Here the parameters passed from the backend. Here room code and username taken from backend, and here redirect to the next window, that is chat room window. And also I am using session storage for room with a room number into the room code. Here also prints the error message in the elect boxes. If the room is already exist, it prints the error message. If the room is not found for joining into a room, it displays error message, room not found. Then next one is, here I am creating a database, that is one collection is live rooms and another collection is rooms. In this live rooms all the data users is updated and deleted, currently accepted and currently running rooms is stored in this live room collection. Here users is added to the live room collection in an array. For updating an array with a function that is called field value array union with a username, and similarly I am also adding another array with a image URL, and also create a room collection. In this room collection stores all the room charts information in this collection. And next one, in this room collection I also created one array with a in this collection, it is the sub collection I created in this rooms, that is the sub collection is room chart sub collection. In this sub collection created one array with a messages. All the messages are stored in this collection. Now this is for creating a room in the front end, And next one is join into a room. Here see the chat room home page. There are two buttons, one is create room and another one is join room. First one is creating a room. After completion of creating room, another user trying to join into our room, click on join room, pop-ups in one block. In that block accepts the room code and join button. If click on the join button, it checks the room code is entered or not. If the room code is not entered, join is not working. So if the room code is entered, join button is works. In this condition, here I am meeting two methods, two functions, that is join room and new user. In this new user, updating a simple message in the room members with a new user name. Then also similarly join room parameters passes room code, username and profile image. Here and initially value is updated in the chart. In the input box I updated to the empty. Okay, now see this server. I handle the new user. Here new user emit function, that is new user. In this new user passes new username and room code. In this also emit another socket, that is update user. If this is update user, updates the username and room code in a another room members. Here I am handle the joining room. In this join room there are three parameters: room code, username and db url. Okay, here the room code is exist, then it execute this else block. If the user entered room code is not found, it displays the room not found. I emit the another function, that is room not found. I handled in the front end. Here I am consoling the details of the room members and also push the username to the room's code. Here and db.collection is the creating a live room and updating the array with a new username and a new user dp. Update is the predefined function given by the Firestore. Similarly, database also rooms collection stores the user's name. And next one, user joined. In this user joined, I am creating a snapshot, that is it is for this is on snapshot is a runtime real-time retrievals from the Firestore database. This on snapshot is used for retrieving the live updates happened in the database. It displays the room members. If the room members is login joined into room, then it displays in the all the room members list. Then it shows the details. I emit the another user list to the front end. Doc data and users and user profile is emitted to the front end. Now this is for now all these for join into a room. Now here send and receive messages handled. Here handles sending and receiving messages. Here sending messages means after redirected through the chatting application, chatting interface. Here on input box, that is type messages. Here type message and submit button, sends button. After enter the message and click on submit, this message and username is passed to the backend with a socket.emit. This conditions checks the input value is entered or not. After click on send, it emits the send message with an message, input value and room code and username. Only in this room code is displayed by the message. And next one, server.js. In this server.js, I handle the send message and receive messages here. Here send message, on send message, I am taking the message parameter from the front end. In this parameter there is a object, JSON object. In the JSON object there is three fields. One is message and another one is room code, another one is name. Okay, now see the backend code. Here I am taking the message.room code field and sender room code. This is for sender room code. And if the sender room code is in the rooms, then it sends the if block. In this if block sends the user name with a message. In this username, name of the sender message, and in this msg.message has the actual message which is sent by the user. Now in this I stored each and every message in the database, so I created a sub collection, that is room chart. In this room chart with a sender room code document, and update the message is chat room. Okay, now let's here I updating the room chart. Every room chart message updated in the sub collection room chart. And also here I handle the room receive messages. All the room members receives the message that is sent by the another user. Here I am emitting the message and socket ID for which user is send identification for sending the socket ID, and also sends the room code and this send the username, that is sender name, receives to the receiver side. All the room members receives the receive message. This emit function is handled in the chat room interface. In this chat room interface handled by in this line handle the receive messages. In this receive messages, message is parameter given taken from backend. In this messages object there are different fields, that is msg.sender and msg.sender name, socket ID. All these handled in here. If the msg.room code equal to in RC, I initialize the room code to RC variable. If the room code is matches, then displays the message. I created a inner HTML in frontend JavaScript with a sender message. And then in the server.js, and next one is exit room. If the user wants to exit, click on the exit button. I put in the chat room interface exit button. If the click on exit button, it emits the user name, that is here you can see here. If the user click on the exit button, then it removes the room code from the session storage and also history back to the current window, and emits one function exit room. In this exit room parameters, three parameters are passed to backend. that is username, room code and user image URL. All this data is deleted and removes from the rooms variable rooms array. So I handled here. In this exit room, take the parameters from frontend. Here filter the username, that means deleting the all the name and image URL from the username from the rooms array. And also if the room is empty, then automatically delete the room's code. If the room code is having only one person, then the room is alive. If the room members, all the room members is exited from the room, then it automatically killed the room code in the rooms array. By using delete method, delete the room key, that is room code. Also emit the exit user, for it is for simple message displayed in the charting another room members, that is for example Tony left from the room is displayed in the another remaining room members. Okay, now see this. I also deleted in the live rooms, that is here update the array with a array removal method. Also explained in the earlier, if array manipulation used field value dot array remove with a username and dp URL. And also console log I write a username is disconnected. Now this is the all the code of my charting room application. Now let's see the output. Okay, now again run the server. Okay, now server is running. I close this one. I am opening localhost and registering I am creating a new account with a new user details. I am giving new username and email. I am giving the password and re-enter the password. I am giving the profile image and click on open. Here you can see image is added successfully. Then click on register. All these details is stored in the Firestore database. Here see sign up is successful, please log in. You can see this Firebase database users document is newly added with a new details. Here the newly added details, you can see this is the password in the hash format. Now we want to log in those account. Here login with a new user. If I am giving a invalid password, wrong password, it also displays a error message in the here and correct password. Now give on correct password, redirect to chat room home. And also I am trying to log in another account. If another person want to register, then it also checks user is already exist or not. If the user is exist, then it shows the error message, that is user already exist. Now log in within another account. Okay, now this is the Tony account and this is the I'm login with another account. Now this is the Thor account. We can see here Thor image, and here the Tony account, and also another account is login. I'm trying to login. Okay, now here this is the Peter account. Now Tony want to create a room with a room code is ABC and create. Then Tony is added to this room code, and also Thor wants to join the room with a room code created of Tony with a room code of ABC. Then join, click on join room, and I am giving ABC and join. Then Thor is joined, and Tony gets the simple message Thor is joined into room. And also Peter wants to join into that room. Then I am giving name, room code, and also here see the room members. And also both Thor and Tony gets the Peter joined into room message. Then Tony send the message, hi everyone. Here Tony send the message to the room. Here Peter receives the Tony message, and also Thor. Here also Thor wants to message into room, hello Tom, hello Tony. Then it gets the Tony and also Peter, and Peter also wants to send message, hi team. Then it gets all these messages here. Then Thor wants to exit from this room, click on exit. Then it shows the another remaining room members is Tony and Peter. Here Thor is left from the room is displayed in the chart interface, and also Peter. Okay, then Peter also want to exit. Then click on exit. Here Thor gets the Peter left from the room. Also Thor rejoin to the room with a room code of ABC. Join. Then here can see Thor joined into room. Also send the message, hi Thor. Here Thor gets the message. In the session storage, I stored user name, and in this session storage in this local host I stored current user info and room code. If the current user is exit from the room, then automatically deleted this room code in the session storage. Now all the room members exit from the room, then room is automatically deleted. Now Peter wants to join room to ABC, then join, it shows the room not found. And you can see the Firestore database. Here there is the live rooms. In this live room, one room is happened, but all the users is exited from this room. So all the users name is deleted from this fields in this array. In this room, stored all the details happened in the room. Here the room code and the sub collection is room chart. All the room members joined a room is displayed here, and chart is displayed in the sub collection with a room code document. Here Tony sends hi everyone, and Thor sends here hello Tony, and Peter. All these messages are displayed in this collection. Okay, this is the my final project. Also exit from this home page. We want to log out from this home page. Click on this logout button from here, and also here account login from here, and also register a new account here. Okay, this is the final result of my project. Okay, thank you.